Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra Unit 10.2 Notes, Day 2. You guys ready to go ahead and get started? Yeah, we're still talking about linear regression. Yes, we are still talking about linear regression, okay? Now, if you have trouble with Day 1, please take out your notes and take out the instructions on how to do linear regression, okay? The other thing that you guys need, yeah, you need your graphing calculators, okay? So please have those out as well. Okay, are we ready to get started? Good. Those are my notes for day 1. Day 2. So, a veterinarian kept track of the heights and weights of male German Shepherd dogs, round to the nearest 100 if necessary. So, A says using your graphing calculator, create a scatter plot of the data set. Describe the correlation between the two variables. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. What do I have to do? Okay, so I haven't done this with my calculator yet, so I need to follow the instructions. So there are my instructions. Here's my graphing calculator. It's telling me that I have to hit second, y equals, okay, and then I need to press enter. I need to make sure that plot 1 is highlighted, which it is, and I need to make sure all of those other ones are selected. So I need to make sure on is selected, and then I need to make sure my scatter plot is selected. Okay, now step 2 is I need to hit the stat button. Okay, so I have to find it again. So there we go. We have stat, and then we're going to hit enter. And now for line 1, we're going to put in all of our x. And line 2, we're going to put our height, which is the y. So as we're putting this in, we just hit enter. 45, 40, 55, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, and 90. Okay, so that first set of numbers that I just plugged in for all of these guys. Okay, so line 2, so just as a reminder, this was my line 1, this is going to be my line 2. All right, I'm coming back over here, typing a number, hitting enter. Type a number, hit enter. Type a number, hit enter. 22, 24, 26, 22, 24, 26. Okay, so just as a quick check, each one of these points should match up, and they should match up 100% with what you have right here. Okay, so what do I have to do now? I've plugged everything in. I didn't have to erase any data, but now I need to make sure to set up my table for the scatter plot. And we need to check our x-min, our y-min, our x-scale, and y-scale should all be zeros, and our max values are going to vary. Okay, so I'm going over to the window. My x-min should be 0. They said my x-scale, I believe, should be 0. Y-min is 0. And now we need to come in here. Our x-max should match with a little bit higher than our highest number. And our highest number was 90, so I want to go a little bit higher than that, so I'm going to go 100. Okay? My y max, the highest y value I see is 26. I want to go a little bit further than that, so I'm just going to go 30. Okay? Now, if we graph this up, x scale should be 0. Okay, so now when I graph this, oh, sorry, I have another equation still in there. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Okay, so what type of correlation is this? Okay, well, one, it's positive. Okay, it's going up. And now, I wouldn't say perfect and I wouldn't say strong, but it's not weak. So yeah, moderate. So for the first part that that they're asking us, how would you describe it? Well, the correlation appears moderate and positive. Okay, now we need to use our graphing calculator to find the equation of the line of best fit. Okay, so that's the step 4 part. All right, so what the directions tell us to do is that we need to hit the stat button, and then we're going to select calc. So I'm going to hit the arrow to come over to calc, and I want the line reg ax plus b. So that is option 4 in my calculator. And now that I've got that, I just hit enter, enter. And the last thing I want to do is calculate. So let's calculate it. Let's see what we get. And there we go. Okay. So it's telling us to round to the nearest 100. Remember that A, our first number, is our slope, and that B is our y-intercept. Okay. So as I'm writing this equation down, we get that y equals 0. Looking at my calculator, it's not going to be 2 because the 5 or more raise the score. So 0.23x plus, and then let's look at the calculator again, 6.1, yeah, it should be 6.18, or sorry, 6.19. Okay, so that's what our line of best fit is. Now, we're going to use that equation for the next 2 parts. So use your equation from part B to predict the weight of a 28-inch tall German Shepherd. So did they tell us the X or did they tell us the Y? Well, they told us how tall, and that's height, so that's Y. They told us the Y is 28, so we need to find the X. So we're going to use that equation, 28 equals 0.23x plus 6.19. Now, how would we solve this? If I'm solving for x, the first thing that I would do is subtract the 6.19 to both sides. Okay, 28 minus 6.19 equals 21.81. And then to get the x by itself, I would need to divide by 0.23. So I'm going to take that answer, I'm going to divide by 0.23, and then we get this huge answer of 94.826, but once again, we need to round to the second decimal, okay? So that would be 94.83, right? Yep, up, sorry. What did I do wrong here? And I didn't do anything wrong. Sorry guys, I was staring off into La La Land. I'm sure that happens to you sometimes too. So, but anyways, we're gonna get that, sorry, that's kind of hard to read. 94.83 equals x, so when we write our final answer, remember we rounded that a little bit. So then it's 94.83 pounds. All right, let's look at the next one. So use the equation again from part B to predict the height of a 15-pound German Shepherd. Okay, so did they give us the X this time or did they give us the Y? Yeah, this time they gave us the x, so this is 15. I don't know what y is. So I have 0.23. We're going to plug in 15 for x, and then add 6.19. And when you're solving this one, it's a little bit easier just to plug that into your calculator. So 0.23 times, in parentheses, the 15 plus 6.19. And when you're done, you should get, yeah, 9.64 inches. Okay, so there's 1 and 2, or A, B, C, and D for number 1. All right, number 2. So once again, they're giving us a new set of data. All right, so when we're doing this, we need to go back into our calculator and we're starting these directions all over again. Okay, now when we're going into our mode, the stats, second y equals, enter, all of this stuff should already be done for you. Okay, so now I'm just going to stat and entering all this data. And we said that if you highlight this and hit clear and enter, it'll erase all of the data at once. Okay? So let's see if you can input the data on your own. We're doing the weight of the car is our X and the highway fuel efficiency is our Y. So go ahead and pause the video. Good luck. Woo! It was a lot of data. Okay, just remember that everything should line up because we had ordered pairs for everything. Okay, so after we set all the data, our next step with the directions tell us to go to our window. Okay, so I'm going to our window. My X max, we were at 300 before, or 100. Nowhere near that. Okay, my highest number is 4. Okay, I like to go a number too higher than that, so I'm just going to go to 6. Okay, and before my Y max was 30, and we've got a couple numbers that are higher than that. We go up to 37, 37, so I'm going to go up to 40 to see what that looks like. Okay, so as I graph it, here we go. How would you describe that? First off, is it positive or negative? Yeah, it's negative. Okay, negative for sure. Um, perfect? No. Strong? Maybe. I think the point's a little bit farther apart than that. I would say that they're moderate. So as I'm writing my sentence for that, I would say that the correlation appears moderately negative. Okay, part B, we have to figure out the equation for the line of best fit. All right, so how do we do that again? Well, I need my graphing calculator. I'm looking at my instructions. It tells me that I need to hit the stat. I need to slide over, excuse me, to calc, and then I need to go to line reg, which is option number 4. And you guys might just be able to hit enter right away. I need to go down to calculate. You might need to do the same thing too. And then I'm going to hit enter. And then, hey, look, it's negative like we said it was. So y equals negative 6.91. Remember, we're only doing 2 decimals plus 51.9. 5 or more raise the score. 7. Okay? So we get y equals negative 6.91x. sorry, plus 51.97. Okay, so for C, they either tell us the X or the Y. So approximately how many tons will a car weigh if its fuel efficiency is 25 miles per gallon? So is that X or Y? Well, they're asking us how much will it weigh? Well, the weight of the car is X, so that tells me right away that that's my question mark, and the fuel efficiency is my Y. Okay? So we would plug in 25 for Y and use our equation to solve. So let's go ahead and solve this together. Reverse order of operations, I want to get rid of addition or subtraction first, so I'm subtracting 51.97 to both sides. Okay, I have 25 minus 51.97, and that equals negative 26.97. Okay, is the X by itself yet? When we're multiplying, inverse operation is division. So now I'm going to take my answer. I don't need to retype it. I can just hit divide if I haven't done anything else. And I'm going to divide by negative 6.91. And remember, we need to round to the second decimal. So 0.90, my next number is 3. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. Okay? So that would be 3.9. So in my final answers, I'm writing it off to the side. The weight, how many tons will it weigh? It'll weigh about 3.9 tons. Okay, don't forget to label your answer. Okay, now last one, D. Use your equation from part B to determine the fuel efficiency of a car that weighs 2.5 tons. So now they told us the X, we need to find the Y. So why don't you guys pause the video and see if you can do this one all on your own. Good luck. Okay, and once you plug everything in, you should get that Y is equivalent to 34.7 miles per gallon. Okay, remember that we need to round. Okay, and when it's asking for highway fuel efficiency, that's miles per gallon. If you're like, oh, Mr. Grice, I didn't know that, I'm going to be like, well, you didn't read the problem. Okay, because it says it right there. All right, now your homework is 10.2 practice B. Okay, we've got it right there. Now, if you need any help, please come find Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Once again, that's why we get paid the big bucks here at Addison Trail High School. Okay, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra Unit 10.2 Notes, Day 2. Thanks for watching.